Following system of equations. So right now we have two equations and we're going to solve for them. When we say solve for systems, we're always going to be looking for an x. So we want to know what x equals, but we also want to know what y equals. So let's go ahead and get started. Today I'm going to show you how to use the elimination method, which simply means that you look at these two systems of equations and you try to find the variable that you want to kind of like eliminate, so get rid of. Because none of them have the same coefficient, meaning the number. So this one has a 3, this one has a 5. Then I'm going to have to work with distributive property in order to get them to be the opposite of each other, or the inverse. So for this, I'm going to select to turn both of these. I'm going to focus on the x's first. I want to get the 3x to be a 15x and this 5x to be a negative 15x, so they can eliminate each other. For that, I'm going to have to multiply everything, the first equation, by 5. And the second equation, I'm going to multiply it by negative 3. Again, my goal will be to eliminate the first variable, which is x. So now let's go ahead and just apply the distributive property. 5 times 3x gives you 15x. Then 5 times negative 2y will give you negative 10y. Next, 5 times 2 equals 10, but don't forget there's an equal sign there. Next, we're going to go ahead and distribute our negative 3. Negative 3 times 5x gives us negative 15x. And notice that these are opposites. That was my whole goal. Now, negative 3 times negative 5 gives you positive 15y. Negative 3 times 10 gives you negative 30. And I bring down my equal sign that was there originally. All right, so finally I have this, and now I'm able to eliminate. I am able to eliminate by combining these two, so I can eliminate my x, because 15x, take away 15x, simply gives you 0, so you can eliminate that. Now you're going to go ahead and combine the rest, so negative 10 plus 15y, that simply gives you 5y. Now bring down your equal sign. Now 10 take away 30 gives you negative 20. Next, you're going to have to get rid of that 5 that's next to the y. Right now it's multiplying, so you have to do the inverse, which is dividing by 5 on both sides. Remember to, if you want to look at it as two different sides, you can do so. Now, times 5 and dividing by 5 are inverse, so they can cross out. You are only left with y, so you have y equals, now what is negative 20 divided by 5? That simply gives you negative 4. That's it, you got negative 4 for your y. A lot of students always make the mistake of, that's it, like they finished. No, remember, you always have to look for x and y. So what you're going to do now is, since you know what y is, you can simply choose one of your original equations. So I'm going to choose the very top one to just substitute in. So I have 3x minus 2. Now I know what my y is, so I don't have to write y. I'll just write in parentheses negative 4 equals 2. Now just go ahead and do the math for it. I always like to circle what I'm doing. So negative 2 times negative 4, that gives you positive 8. Bring everything else down that you didn't do anything to. So your 3x, bring it down. Bring down your equals 2. Let's go ahead and solve for x now. Remember, look at it as two different sides. Let's get rid of our constant 8. So the inverse is minus 8 on both sides to keep it fair. This one cancels out because they're inverse. Bring down your 3x on that side equals, now what is 2 take away 8? Simply negative 6. Now right now the 3 is multiplying times the x, so you want to do the inverse, which is divide by 3 on both sides. So times 3 divided by 3 cancels out. You are only left with x on this side equals negative 6 divided by 3 gives you negative 2. So our x equals negative 2. Now you finally solved it. Now you know what the x equals. Now you know what the y equals. Another simple strategy to do is like, just to check your work, I always like to graph them. So you can use this program called Desmos Calculator. It's available, so you simply write in the equations, and when you write them in here on the lines, it's gonna give you the graph, and you're able to see that this system of equations actually intersects right here at -2, -4, and that way you'll be able to check your answers. It's a little blurry, sorry. -2, -4. You see it? That's where they intersect.